Hi, Stacy. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing really well. How are you?
Good. Thank you for speaking with New Beauty about your eyebrow transplant procedure. It's so fascinating to me. And I'd love to know a little bit about your story and what led you to an eyebrow transplant.
Well, basically, I am a product of the 90s where we overplucked. It was just a style. I mean, it started in the early 90s, and I was a teenager then. And, I mean, my eyebrows went from actually looking exactly like they do today, to being pencil thin. And I think because we were so young that, we weren't really thinking about the consequences and that the hair may not actually grow back. So it was a combination of waxing and plucking the hair. As before all of that, I had very big eyebrows. That was actually a feature of mine. My dad has big, full eyebrows. And so I had heard from more than one person, my brother had said the thing that changed your appearance the most was your eyebrows. You went from these like full eyebrows to tiny, skinny, almost they looked like penciled
Right.
in eyebrows. So that changed my appearance so drastically. And the eyebrows really framed the face. And so, I am now 46. And over the years, I had tried everything from Latisse to, just obviously penciling them in,
Yeah.
painting them on, you name it. I tried everything and nothing worked. And I was preparing, I had gotten engaged and I was getting married. And I thought, oh, let me just look into this
Yeah.
because I know it's something that people are doing. It's not, very popular, let's say, but, it's a commitment. But at the same time, I was willing to try because I wanted them to look exactly like they used to look.
Right.
So that was important to me to sort of restore my face. And so I went to see Dr. Wolfeld in New York. I live here in New York City and came for a consultation. And yeah, so here I am post-op 1 year. And
One whole year.
yeah, yeah.
Did
And I
you
look exactly like I used to look before taking all of the eyebrows off.
did you know someone who'd had an eyebrow transplant in the past, or had you just read about it or
I
heard
had
about it?
read about it. I had only read about it. And I felt like I should at least try because I was really wanted something um, as authentic as possible.
Well, I know all about the 90s brow. I think we all did it. And then we all spent like our, late 20s and 30s filling them back in. So I was right
Mhm.
there with you. So you tried microblading and all of this stuff. And then,
I never tried microblading only because I had asked everyone and that no one liked their results and
right.
felt like over time they just did not wear. So I actually never tried that, but I tried everything else basically,
Yeah.
except for microblading.
And then can you walk me through the procedure? What was it like? And what was recovery like?
So at the beginning, I met with Dr. Wolfeld and he sort of outlined I showed him pictures of myself from before all of this and said, I just really want to restore them. So he, drew the outline of where they would go and took some photographs and went through the whole procedure with me. Um, and I was really happy with sort of what it might look like.
Right.
Yeah, I found that the procedure itself is a surgery. It is definitely not something like you're not going in for like a laser treatment
Right.
with a dermatologist. So that's something to keep in mind. It is a surgery. And so obviously who you go to is extremely important and you should really do your research. And but that being said, it did take, one day, one full afternoon of the procedure. And it's quite meticulous. And the people who are there in the room with you are super skilled. And it's, taking basically the hair follicles from the back of the scalp and transplanting them meticulously one by one back into the follicle, back into the eyebrow
Right.
line here.
And then I can imagine too, like it's your eyebrows. You can't wear a hat and cover it up. So you had to bank time, right? Bank.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
You definitely need the time. And depending how you are with bruising, some people may know what their skin does after having anything done at the dermatologist. If you're prone to bruising, you're going to bruise. And it's just sort of bruising in the similar fashion as if like, you see somebody who's had some kind of a, maybe a nose job or something, anything that's right in this area, you're going to have some bruising. It didn't take long for it to go away, though. I will say that. I mean, I had my procedure right before Christmas, and I looked okay by Christmas. I mean, it was like after a couple of weeks, it was like you really couldn't tell that there was anything crazy that happened. There is, however, this like phase where you feel horrible because it falls out, all of it.
Yeah.
That's the part that's very sad that you have to just get through because you think, oh my God, I just
What did I
did
do
all of
this
this,
for?
and then now they're gone. So there's that process that you have to just let that go through its growth cycle.
When do you think when was that? Like a month or two out?
I'm trying to think when that happens. It's about a month after, I think. I can't remember whether they fall out after a month or a few weeks, but I think it's a month later. They all fall out.
And then do you start seeing the new growth come in?
Yes, yes. And so, the doctor will sort of give you a schedule, like by this time, you'll be here, and then maybe a few months later you'll be here. But after a few weeks, you'll sort of like they'll all come out, and then they grow back on a timeline. Everyone's different, I'm sure, but for me, it was pretty much exactly what the doctor had laid out for me. And the full results, I think you can expect after a year, 10 to 12 months. You're going to have what you will.
And then you're at your 12-month mark now, right?
Yes, yes. And so they look like
They
exactly how I wanted them.
They're phenomenal. They're beautiful, beautiful brows. I would have never known that you had an eyebrow transplant.
Well, it does take some work, but only because you have to train them. I mean, sort of they don't know where they think, they come in as your hair would on your scalp. And so that's another thing, the first thing my husband said to me was, what are you going to do when you're like much older? You're going to have to make sure you have someone around so that you don't forget to trim them.
That's hilarious.
They will keep growing as your hair does. So you just there is some like upkeep in terms of like making sure you keep them trimmed, and then using things that help like waxes and glues to sort of like you sleep in them so that they can really sort of go in the desired direction. And then if you're diligent about that, they're low maintenance. Totally.
Well, I have brow envy. They look so good.
Thank
I'm
you.
sure everybody tells you, right? Everyone says you have amazing brows.
The people who knew me before, either that or friends that I know, they're like, you look just like your dad. And I was like, well, that makes sense because I used to have his eyebrows, but I've plucked them all off. So yeah, and I feel like they're quite, they're very youthful.
Yeah.
And if you look at pictures of me before, I feel like I really took years off of my face and, had nothing to do with Botox or any other treatments. It was really the eyebrow that I feel made the biggest difference in anything I've ever done cosmetically. I haven't done a lot, but there are things I've tried over the years. And this has made the biggest impact, just as far as what I look like.
Well, they look gorgeous. You look beautiful. Beautiful brows, gorgeous brows. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Of course. Yeah. I'm very, very happy with them and really happy that I made that decision.
Wonderful. Now we're going to talk to Dr. Wolfeld about the behind the scenes.
Perfect. Sounds great. Thanks.
Hi, Dr. Wolfeld. How are you?
Hi, how are you? Thanks for having me.
Thank you for speaking with NewBeauty. I'm so fascinated by eyebrow transplants, and a lot of people get them. We just never hear anyone talking about them. So super grateful to your patient, Stacy, for talking to us. And I'd just love to know what goes into an eyebrow transplant.
So it's a procedure, and you have to explain it to the patient that it is a procedure, but it looks completely natural, and the results are going to be so much more natural and fuller and longer lasting than penciling or tattooing or microblading or the other options. So what goes into it is that we take the hair from the back of somebody's scalp, which is the permanent or thicker, coarser hair. So that's where we take what we call the donor hair from, and we then separate that hair into the individual single hair follicles. So exactly how the hair grows in your eyebrows is how you want to transplant them into your eyebrows. So we harvest the hair from the back of the head with just a little bit of local anesthesia to be able to do that. So it's not anything too invasive. It's not anything too painful. So it's after a little local anesthesia, they don't feel it. And then we make little tiny holes in the eyebrow area and we implant the hairs into these little tiny slits. Now, it's really important when you are assessing a patient as to how those eyebrows should look, right? So whether, the position on the face where their eyebrows should there be a little arch? Should it be flatter? Where should they come into? Closer to your nose? Where should they extend to? What we call laterally. So all of that in terms of the facial assessment really takes experience, and it's really important to make sure that you're designing in conjunction with the patient a really aesthetic eyebrow.
Right.
And once you kind of lay that blueprint, then, the procedure is making sure that we're taking the best quality hair and you're implanting it exactly as the hair naturally grows in an eyebrow.
So who is an ideal candidate for an eyebrow transplant?
So somebody that has experienced thinning eyebrows over the years. So some people just genetically, their eyebrows thin as they age. This happens to men and women. And we do see men and women for eyebrow transplants in my practice. So someone whose eyebrows are thin, someone who may have over-plucked their eyebrows or over-tweezed, over-waxed their eyebrows when they were younger, now doesn't look really aesthetic anymore and they want fuller eyebrows. People that have other autoimmune skin conditions or medical history that may have caused loss of eyebrow hair, those may not be the best candidates for eyebrows. So it's really important to do a full evaluation to see what the cause is, which is based on history and physical exam. So if the cause is, like I said, an autoimmune condition or a medical condition, then that needs to be corrected before any possible eyebrow transplant can be considered.
Got it. And you spoke a little bit about customizing results to get the best outcome. How do you make them look so natural?
So, to make it a natural look, you want to follow the angles, the direction, how hair naturally grows. So for instance, closer to your nose, what we call medially or centrally, the eyebrows have a little bit more of an up and down orientation to it and a little bit of an angle. And as you go through the body of the eyebrow, the mid portion of the eyebrow, there's a little bit more of a crisscross pattern of the eyebrow hair. So you want to make sure you follow that same natural direction and the same angle. So the eyebrows, as opposed to in your scalp, are very flat to your skin. So if you see they lay flat, they don't stick out, or they're not at an angle, it's really important to implant the hair at those exact flat angles. So when you're making the recipient or the little holes or the slits, if they're not done at the appropriate angle, then the hair is not going to grow at the appropriate angle. So you have to make sure that you're following those same angles, the direction of the hair, exactly in a natural orientation so that it grows in natural and looks really aesthetic.
Do you have any advice for someone who is considering an eyebrow transplant and doesn't know where to start?
Yeah, so I mean, my advice would be to come in and see someone who does this and see if it's appropriate for you. I mean, we have patients that come in and they have very nice full eyebrows, and what they're seeking may not necessarily improve what they already have. So they may not be a good candidate. Just, they may not have enough thinning or enough loss. So if you're not sure if you are a candidate or what the options may be or what may even look good for your facial structure, it's always best to come in and see someone who does this and can go over with you and actually design something for you in the consult on your face and see whether or not that's something that you would feel comfortable with that would improve your appearance.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for enlightening us. This is fascinating. And I know a lot of people get eyebrow transplants, but like I said, nobody ever tells you about it. So thank you.
People don't talk about it, and it's become a lot more popular over the last several years. And like I said, men and women, so we're seeing both genders, and it's really growing in popularity. And I think it'll continue to do.
Amazing. Thank you so much.